I've prepared a different video for our next Mercalli demonstration. And I've selected a video in which there is some zooming, and the zoom appears somewhat jittery and isn't very smooth. And so we'll look at this now. I hope it can be seen clearly in the preview. So what we've seen is that when the camera zooms into the walruses, it doesn't zoom very smoothly, and we'd like to make this much smoother using Mercalli. And so I'd like to stabilize the zoom with Mercalli. The first thing I do is activate Mercalli again by dragging and dropping it on the clip. Using the button in the info palette, I go into the Mercalli parameters. The further settings option is selected, and I need this, so I'll leave it open. And I'll choose the rock steady camera function, as this seems to suit the video best. The reason for this is that it appears to have been filmed from a static stand, and so then I'll apply. The analysis took a certain amount of time, so I paused my recording. But now the analysis is done, and I can have a look at it. Of course, nothing seems to have changed. The zoom is still very jittery. And the reason for this is that in the further settings section, the zoom compensation option isn't active yet. So I'll activate it. And to start with, I'll simply insert a certain number, as I don't really have any clue as to what value might work. I'll simply put it to 80% and watch the video again. And yes, we can see that the zoom is much smoother. It's perhaps not perfect for the minute, but it is clearly better than when Mercalli wasn't used. The only issue I have is that at a certain point, the border became visible. And to stop the border being visible, I can activate the best border option. With this, the border will remain hidden. I'll have a look again. And yes, the zoom is smoother and we don't see the border at the edge of the screen. The zoom is still not perfect. If I want to make it somewhat better, I'll have to adjust the slider again, and so I'll add some more. In doing so, it should be smoother still. And yes, it looks a little bit better. The camera zooms in a much more harmonic way. So that's a simple example showing that Mercalli can be used not simply for shaky films, but also it can smooth out jittery or jerky zooms, which can be very useful.